The new Netflix original film, The Fundamentals of Caring, released in 2016 and directed by Rob Burnett, is a drama film but also has a lot of comedic aspects.
Did you arrange these to look like large testicles and a small penis? Yep.
This story follows a writer, Ben, played by Paul Rudd, who retired after a personal tragedy and becomes a disabled teen's, Trevor's, played by Craig Roberts' caregiver. When the two embark on an impromptu road trip, their ability to cope is tested as they start to understand the importance of hope and friendship. This is in the hopes of seeing the world's deepest pit. The narrative of this film is impressive, but is further supplemented by each cinematic element. Narrative is a change of events linked by cause and effect relationships and occurring in time and space. This includes the story, plot, and cause and effect, with the main theme of bad things happening to good people, shown with each of the main characters of the film. There is one main difference between the story and the plot. The story is the presumed and inferred events, as well as the explicitly presented events, while plot is explicitly presented events and also added non-diegetic material. What the viewer can see throughout this film is a troubled teenager in a wheelchair, with an absent father. However, what can't be seen is that his father has been absent since the age of 3, ever since Trevor got diagnosed with muscular dystrophy. Even though he is trying to get over his absent father, Trevor approaches life with an apathetic attitude, but uses his quick wit and unique sense of humour to cope with his impending mortality. A great example of the overall plot comes in cause and effect. Without cause and effect, there would be no logical structure to the story or a character's backstory. Dot, played by Selena Gomez, who is not introduced till later on in the film, is one of the main characters to help prove this, as she is a foil, the opposite of Trevor. Dot is an adventurous and impulsive 21-year-old and finds herself running away from her past life, in hopes of hitchhiking to Denver without her father's approval. Ben, the caregiver, is struggling with the death of his child and the loss of his wife, who desperately wants a divorce. However, without these two actions happening, he would have never enrolled in the original caregiving cause, wouldn't have met Trevor, and wouldn't have come to terms with the harsh reality of his son's death and of his wife wanting to get divorced. Even though Peaches, a very nearly due pregnant woman, played by Megan Ferguson, isn't in the film for long, she does play a massive part in helping Ben come to terms with what has happened to his son, which is seen throughout the use of flashbacks throughout the film, and ending just before he helps deliver Peach's child. Trevor has a fascination with bizarre landmarks, whether it be about his feelings of his condition or his obvious sexual attraction to the television host that talks about them. He also follows a very specific routine.
At the same time every day, he watches TV at the same time every day, he eats at the same time every day, once a week. He goes to the park on Thursdays, always from 1 to 4, exactly 1 to 4. He only eats waffles and sausage, 2 waffles, 1 sausage, breakfast, lunch and dinner. Not ideal, but it's a battle of gunfighting, and the vitamins.
Without Trevor meeting Ben, he would have never left his house, apart from the Thursday trip to the park once a week. He also would have never met Dot, who grew to have a huge attraction for, and he would have never gotten to see the world's deepest pit, which he thought would have been lame, but he grew to have a huge appreciation for.
Holy fuck. Wow.
I thought I'd like it because it's lame, but it's actually pretty cool.
Trevor also starts off saying a degrading thing about women, but when he meets Dot, he is also shown to be very reserved. Film form is what you can see taking place on the screen. The style of filming, also known as cinematography, and mise en scène, which includes the costuming, props, setting, makeup, actors, movement, and performance. These all help show the overall theme of bad things happen to good people. The shots used in film give a particular point of view of the narrative and events, as viewers are told a lot of information simply through how the shot is constructed and moves. Throughout the film, Giles Nutgens used many different forms of cinematography. These include use of close-ups, long shots, and over-the-shoulder shots. Tracking shots, pans, and tilts are used occasionally too. There is also the use of extreme close-ups and Steadicam usage when Dot, played by Selena Gomez, is introduced. These styles of cinematography show the importance of the movie, along with the stylistic approach that the director wants to follow. The Fundamentals of Caring also uses a very simplistic form of mise-en-scene, which shows the simplistic styling that the director wanted to follow. The costuming for the main characters is very simple, with Trevor wearing black jeans, a t-shirt and a hoodie, while Ben wears blue jeans, a t-shirt and an undone button-up shirt. This shows the viewer that they are average people with average lives, even though they are facing struggles. The setting is also very simple. Overall, The Fundamentals of Caring, directed by Rob Burnett, is a well thought out film. The narrative is impressive and is further supplemented by each cinematic element. This is done by the use of story and plot, the cause and effect, the style of cinematography, and the simplistic form of mise-en-scene.